morning, everyone. How are we on this fine Sunday morning? I'm Chris Richards, and on behalf of the boards of the West Virginia Hospitality and Travel Association and the West Virginia Association of Convention and Visitors Bureaus, I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 8th Annual Hospitality University. Today we kick off our 8th year of Hospitality University with an outstanding lineup of speakers who we are certain will share a wealth of valuable information. Without question, the venue for this conference to be a significant component to our success. The staff of the Greenbrier continues to be a wonderful partner in helping us grow and move forward, and we are most appreciative of all their efforts for our conference. As many of you know, one of the most important functions of our two associations is to serve as a legislative voice for the hospitality industry. Our professional governmental staff, led by Carol Falks, is she in the room? Has been extremely successful in advancing legislation vital to the success of our industry. As those of us closest to the process know, no one is more well versed than Carol. Her knowledge and effectiveness is unparalleled. Behind most successful execs is an effective staff support, and we are extremely fortunate to have Nora Johnson. Not only has Nora been a wonderful point person for the conference, she also works tirelessly year-round for our industries. We all know the impact of tourism on West Virginia's economy and understand the tremendous opportunities for growth. We are poised to do great things, and with our governor in the driver's seat, there is no doubt that tourism will play an important role moving our state forward. We are delighted to have Chelsea Ruby to lead our Office of Tourism. With her guidance, we will look forward to all the wonderful things coming for the state of West Virginia and our tourism industry. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our governor of the great state of West Virginia, a man who needs no introduction, a man who has created hundreds of new tourism jobs, plus he has asked our legislator for an increase in the tourism budget, bringing it up to $20 million. He is a visionary and a proven leader, and to say we could not be more fortunate is an understatement. Please welcome me in joining Governor Justice.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now sit down. I'm going to sit right here too. Oh. Well, I hope you're having a good time, and I know a little bit about this place. It's not too bad a place to be. And I hope everybody here treats you really well. And you've probably been here more than I have in the last few months. But nevertheless, it's an exciting time in West Virginia, isn't it? Really, we've got a lot of thanks to pass around to a lot of people. You know, I just got through seeing two of my great buddies outside just a few minutes ago. And, but, you know, whether it be our leaders in the House or whether it be our, you know, Speaker of our House or our Senate President or whomever it may be, you got a lot of people that are pitching and doing great work. And I said this in the State of the State. You know, they've been great players, and you've been great players, but you needed somebody. You needed somebody that was a coach. And I won't belabor that like I did in the State of the State, but just all there is to it is just this. You needed somebody that had a lot of experience in a lot of things and done a lot of things and screwed a lot of things up and learned a lot from it. I mean, I've messed everything up that you can just about mess up in life in about as many different areas as you can do it, but I kept on going. And I would tell you that this wonderful life is not a race, it's just a maze. And you've got to have the determination when you hit a wall not to just lay down and let that be it. So it's tough for me to lay down. Now, I don't do that. And I don't do it very easy at all. And so with all that said, I just kept digging. and then I get to where I want to go. Now, I can tell you, like I said in the State of the State, we had players. You needed somebody that was there that really, really in their heart didn't really care too much whether you were a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or union or non-union or rich or poor or black or white or whatever it may be. You really needed somebody that really didn't want a thing in the world for themselves. And you really wanted somebody, I think, that you could trust. Now, I may screw up a lot of things, but I'm never not going to tell you anything but the truth. And the truth is just this. From a tourism standpoint within this state, it's a crying, pitiful shame. It is a crying, pitiful shame that we're not just knocking it out of the park all the blooming time. Now, we've had some tough years in the last few years and everything, and the first thing that comes to mind is money. Everybody knows that for every dollar you spend on tourism and everything, there's an immediate flow back of dollars, whether it be 6 to 1, 8 to 1, 10 to 1, whatever it may be. There's even some forecasts of 16 to 1. But we'll use 8. Now, how in the world could you be so silly to say, well, for every dollar we could put into tourism, for every dollar, we could bring back $8. And you know, we've got 45,000 people working in tourism. We've got $500 million generated from tourism. Why don't we generate a whole lot more? And sometimes, without a coach, people are going to say, yes, but we've only got this much money. And we can't possibly figure a way to have this much money. You see, that's what we needed to do. We had to figure a way to have this much money, to be able to do what we were going to try to do within our state. Now, how did we get this much money? And I say it all the time, and I'm very proud to say it, you know, and that is just this. I give the credit to the good Lord for all the good ideas, and I'll take credit for the bad ones. But really, this idea was a Jim Dandy, and that is the roads. The roads, a way that we could take a little bit of just dots here and there, and we could turn it into a financial instrument and spin it, and tomorrow we could end up with $3 billion. $3 billion. Huh? That's real money. I mean, that's real pesos, believe me be. So, now, so what we do is we do it, and we spin it. And then all of a sudden, the world sees just what we all know that's in this room, just how good we really are. You see, we know it. We've known it forever and everything. But the world didn't buy it. Like it or not like it, the world looked at us as dark and dingy and backward and ignorant and having to kill a deer every day to feed the kids at school and on and on and on. That's how the world perceives West Virginia, or perceived West Virginia. Had to change. Had to really change. Now, all of a sudden, believe it or not, the same very people that thought we were all those things that I just said, the same very people are saying, you know, there's a diamond in the rough, and we see where the diamond is, and by God, it's West Virginia. Think about that. Just think about that. Now, so we've changed that. Now it's where the players really come into being. You know, now it's where the players, you know, whether they be Mitch or Tim or Chelsea or whomever it may be, the great players that are way better than me, they're the players that really come into play now, because the players got to win the games. Now, in all honesty, now what we're doing is just this. Not only do we believe in ourselves, we've always kind of halfway believed in ourselves, but the world never believed in us. But now we're up on top of the wave. We got to watch and not get in our own way, and we can do that. and really screw ourselves up really bad. But if we don't do that, here's what's going to happen. We've got a proposal in front of the legislature right now, and Mitch and Tim have guaranteed me beyond any doubt we're going to get this done on tourism. I'm just teasing. Where's me? You know, but I truly believe that we all know now, and we all believe that tourism is absolutely a real opportunity within this state. And we believe it enough now to put a little bit of our money where our mouth is, you know, or where our mouth hopes to be. So, whether it be commerce or whether it be tourism, and they're one and the same in a lot of different ways, but nevertheless, I think we're on that wave, and we're on a wave to really genuinely invest in our state. Now, you have a new program, you know, a new ad buy-in program and everything that's been put together that's being received very well from what I understand, and that's novel in itself. You're going to come out with basically a new slogan for West Virginia very soon, which I think is absolutely going to explode throughout all the world. See, it's so easy to just think, you know, I have 4 of the most unbelievable seasons on the planet, and unbelievable waters, unbelievable rivers and trout streams, and unbelievable mountains to hike or to hunt or whatever it may be, or to bird watch or whatever. You have real potential. But you know what? One thing you needed absolutely for sure is people that came right here to the Greenbrier over and over and over. They would come, and you would find this maybe believable, but it's hard to believe in a lot of ways for me. You'd have people that would come here for a 3-day stay. It would take them the better part of a day digging it to get here. They may fly to Roanoke and then get on a bus or get on a shuttle, and they may end up here, and they may have to connect 19 times, or Charleston the same way, and they get here. And once they got here, they would say they spent a good amount of their time while they were here worrying about how in the hell am I going to get out of here? Now think about it. That's a lot of our problem in this state. You've got a lot of people that want to come, but they don't want to tear their vehicle all to pieces when they come on the roads and spend somewhere in Clyde's body shop. You know, they don't want to do that, you know. So the bottom line of the whole thing is just this. Our roads are going to be a gigantic boost. The riding on top of the wave is going to be an incredible boost. Your new ad slogan and ways of advertising in a different way in which everybody's trying to speak with one voice is going to be an incredible boost. Just the mere fact that we as the state government are going to really be all in and support you is going to be an incredible boost. Let me tell you this story real quick. Now, I won't bore you for a long time. When I bought this place, I bought it for $20.1 million. And my son, who's a real astute business guy, walked around all the time saying, got to be the greatest buy in the history of the world, Dad. There's more artwork here than $20.1 million. Well, after it lost $1 million a week, for 38 straight weeks, my astute businessman's son would walk around and say, I'll tell you one thing, Dad, this place sucks. Now, that's where we had to start. You know, this place had a history of losing $30 to $50 million a year for every year. We had to start somewhere. We had to start with the passion and the vision just like it always does, just like the same does with you right now. You had to start somewhere. And slowly but surely, in fact, not very slowly, but almost instantaneously, we had a PGA golf tournament and NFL teams here and NBA teams here and big-time tennis here and all kinds of stuff starting to happen, and the excitement started, didn't it? And then before you know it, the place is covered up with business. And the next thing that happens is it becomes extremely profitable. And we're off and running. And then we dealt with a 1,000-year flood that was pretty tough stuff. The toughest thing that I've ever been through. And we're still trying to recover from that. And please remember this, a lot of people that are taking care of you today have lost family members or their homes or whatever, and love them a little extra because they really still need it. But I'm telling you, this place is a perfect example of a dead, flat, on their back, no heartbeat loser that showed the world just what we could really be. Now we got to show it again. But you are doing exactly what this place did. And you're going to show the world just how great West Virginia really is. And I love you for it, because I think your industry has so much to bring to this state, it will absolutely dumbfound all of us. Now, as I go forward, I will promise you this too. No one will support your industry more than me. No one will. No one will believe in it more than me. You're within a rock's throw of 2/3 of the population of this whole country. 2/3 of the population is within a rock's throw of West Virginia. And we ought to be blowing it back double, triple out of the park as far as tourism. In every way imaginable. Every way imaginable. Now, we've given you a big tool. We've given you maybe a startup with the roads. I hope the legislature is going to give you another tool. But at that point in time, you need to be the players. You need to be the players, and you need to bring real ideas to the legislators and to me, and then put those ideas into motion. You need to be out attracting new business and working on opportunities that will make West Virginia even greater and greater every single day. Now, I'll leave you. I always like to leave you with something that'll really, you know, there was a guy that used to own, he actually brought Frito-Lay to the United States. You know, he started out with nothing in Texas, you know, and he's passed away now, and I knew him really well. His name was J.W. Davis. When I got to know him, he was 84 years old, and he lived for a long time after that and everything, but he was just stuck on all the time. Started out as a oil wildcatter, which was just drilling a well here and there and everything, and never really had anything. And made his way to where at one time, I think he was president of Dr. Pepper, brought Frito-Lay into the United States. Absolutely, I mean an icon, an icon. You know, J.W. Davis used to say a lot of things to me. You know, one thing he did, you know, one time we were working on a little thing, he said, give me a coin. You know, we had a little disagreement. He said, let's just flip for it and everything. Let's settle this right now. And that's what kind of man J.W. Davis was. But you know, he had a passion that was burning in him all the time. All the time. You had that passion, I think. There are some of you that are superstars that have a passion like nobody's business. I can't turn Chelsea off. I mean, I've never seen somebody that could talk as fast as Chelsea and be that smart and come up with that many ideas that fast and everything. And when Chelsea leaves my office, I've got to lay down for about an hour to get overcome it. You know, but she is smart as a whip, and she's into it, and she's after it. Trust me, it's just what you got to be. J.W. Davis used to say, every morning, he would have a sales meeting with all of his marketing and sales people, and he would have that meeting at 6:15. He was 84. He said I had one motto. He said I'd bring into a meeting like this, he said I'd bring in 200 people. I never, ever let a person leave that room that I couldn't make smile. That's what I did. I stayed as long as I had to make sure that I made every person in that room smile, because that's what I wanted them to do when they went out into the world and they tried to promote my business and sell my business. Now, so I'm going to adopt his philosophy at least for right now and tell you just this, that imagine you may think, well, what in the world was it like to own the Greenbrier? And I use was because I'm not here much now. And there's a lot of people that are pulling all the strings now. But I can tell you, when I was here, this place was fascinating beyond belief. You had so many people that absolutely would have never believed that there was any way, shape, form, or fashion that it could make it. You know, when I took the Greenbrier over I guess in 2009 or 8, I don't know, it's all kind of running together now, but when I took it over, this is what I got. There's a lot of similarities between what I got then and what I got with the state. When I took it over, the business was losing $30 to $50 million a year. Okay, now that's one strike, big strike. How are you going to turn that around? Remember my son, 38 consecutive weeks, $1 million a week. How are you going to turn that around? Next part that's similar in a lot of ways is we had a teetotal food fight going on between the management and the people. Now, in West Virginia, I created somewhat of the food fight, you know, but we still didn't have what I would call is a great connect. The other thing is this, the CSX had come up with this brainwave of an idea, and that was they felt like that what they had to do was put the Greenbrier into bankruptcy in order to put the screws basically to the unions, and therefore what would happen is the unions would break, and then they'd get a lot of concessions, and that in itself could turn the Greenbrier around. And that's what I had. And the other thing I had was just this. The guests, the customers, the people that come to see you, the people that spend money at our parks, the people that spend money on our whitewater rafting, the people that come to buy our rooms and stay in West Virginia, the customers. What had the CSX done with the customers? They'd run them all off. And the reason they'd run them all off is just this. If Chelsea had her group, you booked here, and she had them booked for 3 years in advance, and I'm talking General Motors now, and I'm talking the Insurance Council and the grocers, and I'm talking giant groups that book 3 and 4 years in advance. The CSX was calling them up on the phone on Thursday, and they were due here on Sunday, and they were telling them, we don't know that we're going to be able to be open. Y'all need to go somewhere else. Now, you just think how that went over. Those people who had been at the Greenbrier for 100 years hated the Greenbrier. They hated them. So, and I just think about it. So what I got on day one was a business that was losing money, hand over fist, a food fight between the management and all the employees, and we'd run off all the customers. Now that's what I had. Guarantee it. It is exactly what I had. Now what I also had was this. I had 19 people that were guests here at the hotel for a long time. And when they would come, I was really concerned because they were 86 and above in age. They were wealthy, they were 86 and above in age, and I was concerned about one thing. Will they please not die before they leave? Can we please get them in a vehicle and get them gone before they leave? I mean, before, you know, please. Now that's what I had. So, you see what we've made it, and we've still got a long ways to go here. And I hope to goodness that Jill and the powers to be, while I'm on my little vacation in Charleston, you know, will pull it off. You know, but the last of my last is just this. While I was here running myself crazy trying to get this thing going with a passion like you can't imagine, you see, I'm eat up with that. I mean, I am eat up with passion and enthusiasm. And I think it's terribly contagious. But listen, these things happen to me, and if you've heard them before, just bear through it. But I was buying a paper not long after I was here. I'm going to tell you 3 stories, boom, boom, boom. I was buying a paper. Right in front of me was the image that I wanted at the Greenbrier so bad it was unbelievable, and that was a little teeny girl in a beautiful little dress, about 4 years old, and her dad, and they had just been to the main dining room. And she's just bouncing off the wall. She's running all over the place. And so I'm standing behind him with a paper, and he says, go on. He doesn't hardly know who I am and everything, and I have this beeper on my side where they're going to call me if whatever goes on. And I stepped in front of them, and the beeper went off, and that little girl screamed, watch out, Daddy, he's backing up. Now, that's as true as it could possibly be. Now, that doesn't make you feel good. And I really didn't like that little girl. No, I'm just teasing. But, you know, you see everything. You see this. You see my phone rings one day, and when the phone rings, you know, I answer it, and they say, Mr. Justice, this is the front desk. There's a guest here, and he is absolutely out. No, I'm sorry. There's a guest in room 4201. I hope to goodness there's nobody here in 4201. But if you are, you're having a brain drain, I promise you right now. But nevertheless, he's just irate. He's cussing like crazy. He's screaming in the phone, just going crazy, and he's screaming, how in the hell do I get out of this room? He said, one door goes to the bathroom and the other door's got a do not disturb sign on it. Now, that's true. Now, so if you're in 4201, you got a brain drain going on. But now, let me end with this. In the winter of probably 2009 or 10, it snowed, and it snowed, and it snowed more. And if you'll go back and check those records, the amount of snowfall was unbelievable. It wasn't unbearably cold, but it was unbelievable how much it snowed. And so we were tearing we tore the whole front of the hotel off. We dug a great big hole to put the casino in because I felt like the casino needed to be in the middle of the hotel, but we needed to not take away from the tradition and the elegance and all the stuff of the hotel forever. We needed to do it so tastefully, so different than just a typical casino. So the only place I could figure to put it was dig a hole. And so we dug a hole, and we put it there. And it was an amazing accomplishment because Carlton Barney did an incredible job in decorating it, and we did it in 10 months, and it was amazing, you know. But during that time, we had to come through the north entrance. Now, get this, true again. It's in January, and there's snow piled everywhere under the sun, and the snow outside's 24 inches or 36 inches deep, and there's snow everywhere, and the wind's blowing at 700 miles an hour, and I've got this kind of, you know, wool-looking coat on, and I come busting through the doors down on the north end. True now. Yeah, y'all may think not, but this is as true as it can be. I come busting through those doors, and my hair's blown everywhere in the world, and I've got, you know, my wool coat looks terrible and all that kind of stuff. And when I get through the doors, you know, everybody recognizes me because I'm 8 foot tall and weigh 700 pounds, and you can't not miss me. And so I bust through the doors, and there I am and everything. And there's this gentleman that's sitting over here in a 3-piece suit, ponytail, wire rims, old. old man. And he's sitting there, and he never changes expression. Never. I kid you not, never. Now, there's all kinds of people coming up to me, and he's just, I mean, he's, 10 feet away, and he's just staring at me the whole time like he just stare a hole through me. And so I'm greeting everybody and saying hi, 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 and then I turn to him and I said, "Sir, can I help you?" And he doesn't speak. And so I turn back, and there's hi, hi, hi going on still and everything, and I kind of glance over, and he's still looking at me, and I'm thinking, well, what in the world is going on here? And about that time, I said, go again. I said, "Sir, are you sure? Is there, I mean, can I help you with anything?" And he doesn't speak again. Well, then then somebody else comes up and says, "Are you Mr. Justice, blah, blah, blah," and I'm talking to him and all that kind of stuff, and he stands up, and I thought, oh, what in the world is going to happen next here and everything? Because I'm still a mess and everything. And then he takes like 2 steps forward, and he says, he looks right at me, and he says, "I am an American, Native American Indian." And then he says, 62 years ago, under big moonlit meadow, I make love with buffalo. I believe maybe you my son." And I kid you not. You may think I'm teasing, but I'm not teasing. And then he just cracked up laughing and hugged me, and I thought to myself, what an incredible life. I mean, think about it. Here's a gentleman, distinguished as he can possibly be, proud of himself in every way, but still has the ability to laugh. And that gives him endurance. I would tell you the good Lord gave you the ability to smile and to laugh, and you should use it, because this journey is plenty stressful. Listen, I love you. Remember J.W. Davis. Don't let people leave you that you can't make smile. Keep doing the great stuff you're doing. You've got great leaders right in the back of the room. You've got a great commissioner that's working with you, and you've got a governor that's just crazy enough to love you in every way, shape, form, or fashion. We're going somewhere. Thank you. God bless you. Y'all be good.